How many people want to bet Essence Emporium's hiatus is going to be at least more than a year and it's going to get worse? Can't wait for a completely gutted Essence Emporium in the future that is totally better according to Riot. Agree, Essence Emporium people are very angry. You don't want to make Essence Emporium people angry, Riot. Players are furious and Riot has responded. The Essence Emporium has been delayed to next week on June 28th. It also might be the last ever Essence Emporium as we know it. There was also an interesting update to yesterday's news. They added this sentence in the explanation. The Emporium is built, tested and shipped in a not so great way that takes astronomically more work than any reasonable person would fathom. That cascades into delays and feature cutting for things like events, missions and other ways of getting stuff. Many players are not buying this excuse from Riot. One particular Reddit post says, "It's not possible for the Blue Essence Emporium to need so much work, and I will tell you why." I will link the post in the comments below, but the TLDR is that updating prices, picking the correct products for prices and changing the way a customer pays is weekend work. This has been a solved piece of work for decades. The tools and resources we use for this work are common and quick. It is simply not possible for the league client to be so bad that they can't change prices to Blue Essence fast. The tools that everyone uses in the industry have made this a solved piece of work for decades. A Riot Games software engineer Tuxedo responds, "This is true, but it's also an assumption that we're using the tools you're referring to. There can always be constraints that eliminate the usage of industry standard tools that solve these problems well, or maybe the existing tools aren't allowed for legal or geopolitical reasons." As for how Riot communicates, Tuxedo says, "In the many years I've been at Riot, I've never blatantly witnessed comms folks purposely attempting to misdirect players, but I have seen Riot be tone deaf or out of touch with what players really want." A user responds, "Unfortunately, the Emporium is tied to monetization." Tuxedo obviously can't give their opinion on Riot's monetization, they could lose their job. Another user points out Riot's long history of monetization changes that have caused player outrage, ranging from FOMO for prestige skins, event pass nerfs, ME value from pass nerf and increasing the emote token prices. There are about a half a dozen posts with thousands of upvotes and comments on this topic. In my opinion, I don't believe this is a software or resource issue, but if that were true then they could simply nerf the duration and size of the Emporium. They could do a mini Emporium that lasts a couple of days and have a quarter of the chromas. They aren't adjusting it to make it more efficient, they are completely removing it for who knows how long. This decision comes from a much higher position than any of the Riot employees who communicate with the public are. It's a multi-billion-dollar company removing a feature that was beloved by majority of the player base and offered a ton of value. This is a massive slap in the face to free-to-play players. I had a feeling things were only going to get worse when they nerfed token farming and started using words like Gucci and high fashion to describe the new prestige skins. The sad reality is this could result in many players forgetting about the Essence Emporium until one day, many years from now, we will tell long tales to the next generation about the Emporium and the good old days. Thanks for listening to my TED Talk. See you next time.